little fight on the landing ground.
Thank you for joining us. You are listening to A Radio, and this is the Morning Moment. Please click on the follow button on Spreaker.com. I have taken Mr. Goodale, the Public Safety Minister, whatever that is, his comments from CTV News Question Period. I have edited for time parts of what he has said. I have left the most contentious piece until the end. That's the bit that the Canadian media are playing up. But I don't think that is the most serious. No, it is the fact that they know where these specimens are in Canada. And like all politicians, they have to get a dig in to the previous administration. No, it's the fact that just like the Obama administration in the United States, they tie themselves up like pretzels, trying to avoid the fact that these specimens are being allowed to return to Canada, and according to their twisted liberal communist logic, innocent until they have enough evidence to take them to a court of law. That's if they ever will. Just like Obama, who would rather release known terrorists back into their own environment rather than prosecute them, because, after all, they are Canadian, and forgive me for being cynical, but I have no doubt that very few of these specimens are Conservative voters. Do you? Your thoughts? Take a listen.
Your government keeps quoting the number of ISIS fighters who have returned home at 60, these foreign fighters. That figure is 2 years old. Why don't we have a more accurate count?
The number has remained static over that period of time.
2 years?
It's in the neighborhood of 60. That's what the number that CSIS has used publicly is about 60, and that's been the case for the last couple of years.
Of the people still out there on the battlefield, the numbers have floated around. 180 are known by the government to be still fighting in conflicts. How many in that area now are you looking at?
There's about 100, between 180 and 190 that would have, over the last number of years, to our knowledge, with a nexus to Canada, have traveled to that region of the world.
They have Canadian passports.
Well, they have a connection to Canada in some way.
The US, the UK, and France, allies, say they'll hunt them down and kill them on the battlefield. We don't want them home. We're going to kill them.
Well, the battlefield is largely moved on.
Well, did we do that? Would we hunt down foreign fighters and kill them on the battlefield?
When they're on the battlefield, they're subject to the normal rules of engagement in a war zone.
Do those other countries have kill lists of their own nationals that are there?
I can't comment on other countries.
Do we share information with other countries in order to get, if we don't do it, do we share information to make sure Canadian foreign fighters might be killed on the battlefield?
I have issued ministerial directions to all of the security agencies that come under my jurisdiction that lay out exactly how our agencies are to behave in sharing information, so that the Canada's international obligations and our rules against torture and so forth are properly respected.
Mr. Goodale, do you believe fundamentally that someone who joins ISIS to fight and now returns home because they lost on the battlefield, can they be rehabilitated? Is it worth Canadian money to try to rehabilitate these people or put them in jail?
You really have to, if you want to have a good, solid hope of some kind of successful intervention, it has to be at a much earlier stage. You have to prevent the problem before it exists. Once a person has been in a war zone, once they've been actively engaged in terrorist-related activities, the capacity to turn them around is pretty remote. That's why you have to use the other tools, including collecting the evidence and prosecuting wherever and whenever you can.
You can find more at aradio.wordpress.com, where you can find links to us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Gab, and email. We are continuing to reach out to you, so please pass on the links. Please click on the follow button on Spreaker.com. You can listen to all my morning moments at Spreaker.com under A Radio, that's EHRADIO, A Radio. And please click on the like button. And you can find all my podcasts and morning moments at aradio.wordpress.com and click on the Morning Moments tab.